Hey guys, welcome in. My name is Brianna, and this is going to be a collective message. I'm just going to tap into the energy to see if we can pull any messages from spirit, any messages that would be useful for us on our journey at this time. But I also wanted to just quickly talk about some astrology really quickly because Jupiter is getting ready to station direct. I think that's happening either today or tomorrow. Jupiter is stationing direct. It's been retrograde. And when a planet goes retrograde, right? To me, I feel like it's working internally with us, right? Working, and the planet is working internally. It's guiding us to go inward to look at any potential limitations, right? Any potential energy stored that may restrict or limit the full expression of the planet, right? When it's direct. So when the planet goes retrograde, if it asks us to go inward, right? So Jupiter was retrograde, and during that time we had an opportunity to examine our subconscious and check for anything, right? Fears, restrictions, limiting beliefs around expansion, around love, around feeling included, right? So Jupiter was retrograde, and either today or tomorrow, this planet, Jupiter, the planet of love, wisdom, generosity, abundance, good doing, like doing good just because it's the good thing to do, evolution, right? Jupiter is stationing direct either today or tomorrow. And it's stationing direct in the sign of Gemini. Gemini rules how we connect and relate to one another. But not only that, not only how we communicate and relate to one another, it also rules how we connect with ourselves, right? Because Gemini in esoteric astrology, it rules the Antakarana, right? The Antakarana is the bridge of communication between the soul and the personality, the higher self and the personality. And Gemini is the messenger of the gods, right? The messenger of the gods being your higher self, your soul. So Gemini energy it rules how we communicate with ourselves, our higher selves, our souls, our team, right? Our spiritual team, the communication. So I feel like with Jupiter going direct, this energy is going to express outwardly, right? In the 3D. So it's going to be expanding how we connect and relate to one another. But it's also going to be helping us evolve spiritually, right? Expanding our connection to our higher selves, right? It's going to help us evolve. It's going to help us grow just a bit more, right? Okay, so that's happening this week. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards just to tap in to see if we can get any messages. I don't know if it's going to be about that energy, that Jupiter going direct energy, or whatever, spirit, whatever you want us to know, whatever's helpful. Messages in love, please. Messages in love for the highest good, for the collective's growth, please, spirit, for the collective's growth and evolution. What do we need to know? Current energy or overall energy. Not again. Not again. This card came out in the last reading. Okay, so the collective is still at the gates, right? The gates of final judgment. In my last reading, I talked about how the collective, we are at these gates, right? We're at these gates. We're on the outside of the gates, and collectively or individually, personally, we're being judged, but we're the judge, right? We judge ourselves. Our higher self judges us, right? And determines which timeline we have access to, right? That's what's on the other side of the gate. It's multiple potential timelines, right? So we're at the gates of final judgment before we choose our next path, right? Nobody's choosing this path for us. We choose it for ourselves, and we choose it by transforming, right? The butterfly, transcendence. So we do it by transforming from the inside, on the inside, right? Transcending, letting go of those limitations that I was talking about earlier. It lightens our load so that we can fly, right? We can ascend, we can align with the timeline of the reality we want to be in, right? So the collective is at the gates still. All right, what else? I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to let the cards come out. What else do we need to know? What's that? Learning to walk. Whoa, please don't fall on the floor. Victory. Attainment of success. Okay. So maybe we have learned something, right? Or maybe we're taking baby steps onto a new timeline. Oh, there's a gift here. There's a gift. Spirit is gifting you with the energy that you need, right? We've got the gift, power boost. Energetically, you're getting a power boost so that you can take these steps, these baby steps, into a new reality, into a new timeline. This gift could be Jupiter energy, right? Jupiter is helping us expand and grow. I saw storm clouds at the bottom of the deck. Trouble. So there's victory here, some sort of victory, attainment of success. So you've already done something. Maybe you're, well, what's that? We've got the King of Water, emotional mastery. He came out in the last reading. The King of Water is emotional mastery. So maybe you've transcended some dense emotional energies, right? You've transcended heavy, dense emotional energies that were weighing you down and that put you on target with the bullseye here. It moved you into alignment to some sort of resolution, the key, or maybe this was the key, right? Transcending dense emotional energies, releasing dense emotional energies, clearing your emotional channels, right? So that you can align with your desired timeline. You've done it. We've got awakening. Awakening, new awareness. Awakening is when an aspect of your no. That's activation. Awakening feels like maybe you received some sort of download or epiphany that was shocking, right? Or maybe you've made some dramatic changes that are going to be shocking. What else, Spirit? What else? Portal. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I was going crazy over this card in my last reading because I don't know, it just kept popping out and it was making me feel like real giggly. But there's a window of opportunity here. Window of opportunity. 2/2. February 2nd, a portal opened. That portal energy is still open, so there's an opportunity for you to step through a portal, right? An energetic portal that's gonna take you from one reality to another reality. Maybe you are stepping through this portal. We've got the realm of dreams. Either a timeline that feels like a dream come true, right? Or this could just represent stepping from one realm into another realm. Transition and sovereignty, self-governance and transition. What else, Spirit? This is a really cool energy, guys. And I feel like, just based on what I've been seeing, I feel like a lot of people are tapping into it, taking advantage of it, but not taking advantage in a bad way, just like seizing the opportunity, right? What else? Okay, we've got baby again, taking baby steps, learning to walk. This baby is walking towards the portal. It's walking towards this portal, so taking baby steps. As you move through this energetic portal into abundance. We've got King of Water again. But there's abundance here. The abundance card is at the bottom of the deck. Okay. What's the advice, Spirit? What's the advice? Advice for our highest good, right? What's the advice? What do we need to know? We've got Lily, which is purity. It flipped out in the reverse. We've got monitoring spirit at the bottom of the deck. Lily in reverse, purity, impure intentions. Maybe in the environment. Impure intentions in the environment. Watching you go through this awakening. They're watching in sorrow because it's time for something. They can't control something, right? They can't control something because this is astrology. This is these are the cosmos making these changes. They can't go against nature, right? So they're in this energy of sorrow. But this monitoring spirit is watching this awakening occur, right? Watching, all they can do is watch. And then we've got cycles here. The wheel, they're watching you move into a new cycle. They're watching this wheel turn for you. They're watching you level up, and they can't do nothing. Oh well, let them watch. Oh well. Impure in the reverse. What else, Spirit? What's the advice? Okay, what else? Creative spirit, expression without restriction. So the advice is to keep being creative, keep expressing yourself without restriction, right? Those energies, those secret followers, they're gonna watch. They're gonna watch. Who cares, right? Let them watch. Keep expressing yourself without restriction. Be a light, right? Shine bright. Like, if they're gonna watch, give them a show. Let them watch. Who cares? Protect your interest. Look at this. Look at this. We've got boundaries, right? Protect your interests. There's a gate here, a garden behind a gate. And then there's interference, disruption of frequency, right? There's this being here, sitting here, trying to maintain the frequency, trying to maintain its frequency because this being knows that it's at these gates of judgment, right? So this being wants to keep its frequency aligned with this victorious energy, right? The timeline that it desires to be in. But there's interference. There are projections, energetic projections, possibly like mental magic, trying to get this being to change its mind, right? Emotional wounds, right? Trying to trigger emotional wounds. That energy came out in my last reading, that energies, entities, and people from the past are attempting to trigger old emotional wounds, right? Because if they can trigger those wounds and get you to feel a certain way or get you to react a certain way, then they create a cord, an emotional cord that binds you to either that energy, that timeline, that person, right? Even though the connection is impure, right? It's toxic, but if they can get that emotional connection, that energetic connection, then they establish some sort of connection to you. So they were attempting to trigger old wounds. There was a lot of heartbreak energy coming out in my last reading, heartache energy. So they're attempting to like attack your heart chakra to make you feel heartbroken so that they can keep the connection alive, right? That's what this is. Spirit is wanting us to protect our interests, protect our frequency, because these energies, these entities, they want to interfere with, this is the manifest card. They want to interfere with what you're manifesting, what you're creating. They want to interfere with the timelines that you have access to, right? And that's what dark magic is, right? Because we can all do this magic, right? We all have this ability, but dark magic is when you try to interfere, intercept, or lead the direction of someone's life, right? That's dark magic. So this is what's going on, right? This is what's going on in the energy. That's that spiritual warfare. But you're moving toward a promise. You're moving towards some sort of promise. And then we have the star, hope. You're in alignment with some sort of promise. Maybe a promise that you made to yourself, or a gift that's been promised to you. A timeline, a life, a feeling, an experience, a job, whatever. Something that's been promised to you, or something that you've promised to yourself, right? Before we incarnate, we create these contracts, these ultimate destiny contracts for ourselves that says, okay, if I do this, then I get this, right? So if I can beat this level, then the next level I'm going to have this. Whatever this is, it's unique to you. So you're in alignment with some sort of promise. And that's why these these energies, these snaky energies. Snaky because they do things in the background, right? They do things undercover. They do it energetically. So even if someone is just like sitting, thinking about you negatively, right? That energy has to go somewhere. And if they're thinking about you in a negative way, then they're projecting that energy onto you. The energy has to go somewhere. If you feel it, like if you feel it and you go from feeling like hopeful, optimistic, victorious to feeling like imposter syndrome, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this or maybe I shouldn't do that. And if you accept that energy as your own, right? Not really understanding that it's coming from someone outside of you, is if you accept it as your own, then it can alter your path, right? It alters the timelines that you have access to, because if you go from feeling I can do this, like victorious, to feeling like sorrow, self-doubt, then it alters the timelines that you have access to, because in order to reach your highest timeline, you have to be fully aligned with it, right? I can do this. This is for me. This is mine. So this, if someone is sitting thinking negative thoughts about you, hoping that you fail, right? Just projecting lots of jealousy, even if they don't know that they're doing it, because a lot of us have these subconscious energies that operate on autopilot, right? From the subconscious. So a lot of us don't really understand that we're doing it, but some people do. And some people, they do it intentionally, right? So those energies have to go somewhere. So if you're not aware that energetic projections are being sent your way by monitoring spirits, people who like watch, lurk in the background, secretly jealous of you. If you're not aware, then you accept it as your own. If you are aware, you can reject it and send it back, right? Okay, let's just get one last message. We've got the Phoenix flipping over. Phoenix is resurrection. So you can do this. You can do this. I think you know that you can do this. You've already done this, right? You've already been successful with victory and attainment of success. Phoenix to me is like saying F it, right? F it. Let them watch. Look. Let them watch. Let them watch. We've got the Empress, acceleration, and sprout. The Empress is Venusian energy. This is soul satisfaction. The things that satisfy you on a deep soul level, it's not superficial, right? It's not surface level. It's Venus tells you to follow your heart, because your heart is the compass that leads to soul satisfaction. It's what's going to make you it's what's going to make your heart really happy. So this is what you're moving towards, and you're moving there quickly with acceleration, right? You're quickly moving through this portal, because all of these energies, these cosmic energies, are moving direct now. Uranus, which represents radical reorientation. So Uranus will flip everything upside down to get you where you need to be, right? Uranus will shock everything, right? To awaken you, right? And say, hey, this is where you need to be. So that planet was just going retrograde, and like I talked about in the beginning of the reading, when it goes retrograde, we go inward, right? We go inward to pull out all of the weeds and make way for this energy, Uranian energy, to have a clear pathway, right? Clear pathway of expression. Because if Uranus is direct and we still have all of these blockages, right, then it alters the filtration of the energy. So when a planet is retrograde, we want to make sure that we're going internally to clear pathway for the energy to express freely and purely when it goes direct. So Uranus was just retrograde, and it recently went direct. Jupiter was just retrograde and it's going direct right now. So all of these planets are, or major planets are moving direct, and it's causing things to speed up. So where things seemed stagnant and slow, oh, things aren't moving, things aren't growing, it's because we were supposed to be doing the internal work. Now the planets are moving forward and things are speeding up, and we're going to see some sort of material growth. Right? Here's the sprout. The sprout is material growth. It's growth, physical growth that we can see in the 3D. Okay? So, what time is it? I think I'm going to leave it here, guys. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please go ahead and like the video for the algorithm and subscribe to the channel to support future messages. I'll see you guys in the next one.